And hello, everyone. I'm truly grateful that you've chosen to be here with me today. If you've ever felt the pressure to prove yourself to others, to show the world that you're worthy, or to measure your success by someone else's standards, then today's message is going to speak directly to your heart. We live in a world that constantly pushes us to show our worth, to prove our value, and to demonstrate that we're capable. But I want to tell you something that could transform everything about how you approach life. Focus on improving, not proving. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that our value is based on external measures, whether that's our career achievements, the approval of others, or our social media presence. We live in a society obsessed with comparison, competition, and validation. But what if I told you that real success, lasting peace, and authentic fulfillment come not from trying to prove yourself to anyone, but from focusing on improving yourself every single day? Today, I want to take you on a journey where the only competition you have is the person you were yesterday, a journey where you realize that the only person you need to prove anything to is yourself. So let's dive in and explore why focusing on improvement rather than proving can completely transform your life. Let's start by acknowledging a truth that many of us try to ignore. We live in a world where external validation is often seen as the ultimate goal. We're constantly told to prove ourselves, to show the world that we're capable, that we deserve success, and that we're worthy of love, respect, and attention. We see it everywhere, in our jobs, on social media, and even in the relationships we build. We often find ourselves caught up in this endless cycle of seeking approval, striving for recognition, and chasing an idea of success defined by the opinions of others. But what happens when we focus so much on proving ourselves to others? We lose sight of who we truly are. We begin to measure our self-worth against standards that don't align with our values or goals. We start to feel exhausted, frustrated, and disconnected, because no matter how much we prove, it never feels like enough. The problem with this mindset is that it's an infinite cycle. There's always someone ahead of us, someone we think we should be. We keep running, but we never seem to get closer to the destination of peace and fulfillment we're chasing. What if I told you that you don't need to prove anything to anyone? What if I told you that your worth is not determined by the opinions of others, and that your success is not defined by how many people recognize you or how much you have achieved in comparison to the next person? This is where focusing on improvement comes in. The moment you stop trying to prove yourself and start focusing on improving yourself, everything changes. The weight lifts off your shoulders. The endless pressure to perform, to show your worth, and to compete with others fades away. Instead, you begin to focus on something much more empowering: your personal growth. Improvement is about progress. It's about becoming a better version of yourself every single day. It's not about competing with others. It's about challenging yourself to do better, to be better, and to grow from your experiences. Improvement is a journey, and the beauty of that journey is that it's personal. You're not racing anyone else, you're racing yourself. The only person you need to prove anything to is the version of you that existed yesterday. When we start to focus on improvement, we're no longer seeking validation from the outside world. We stop waiting for others to give us permission to be great. We start taking ownership of our own journey. We begin to understand that true success comes from within. It's not about looking outward for approval, but about looking inward to measure how far we've come, how much we've grown, and how much we've learned. Improvement is about growth, and growth happens in stages. It's about recognizing that it's okay to take small steps, that it's okay to not have all the answers, and that it's okay to make mistakes. In fact, mistakes are a vital part of the process. Mistakes don't define us, they refine us. They show us what doesn't work, which then leads us to discover what does. Each failure, each misstep, each setback is not a reason to give up. It's a reason to try again with a new perspective. Think about this. When you focus on improvement, you start to see the small victories in your life. You notice that your mindset is stronger than it was yesterday. You recognize that your habits are becoming healthier. You understand that your skills are evolving. you start to see that your journey is less about where you're going and more about how far you've come. Improvement is about the journey, not the destination. You see, the problem with constantly trying to prove yourself is that it often leads to burnout. You're giving everything you've got to meet expectations that aren't even your own. When you focus on improvement, you give yourself permission to move at your own pace. You no longer need to rush to meet deadlines set by others. You take your time because you know that growth is a process. It's about being patient with yourself and honoring your own unique path, unique journey, and allowing yourself the space to grow. But there's something else about improvement that's incredibly powerful. It's the ability to measure your progress by the impact it has on your life, not just the outcome. When you improve, you get closer to becoming the person you were always meant to be. Your improvement doesn't just affect you, it affects the world around you. When you get better, your relationships improve. When you get better, your career blossoms. When you get better, your mindset becomes more resilient. Improvement doesn't just change you, it changes everything around you. Now, here's an important realization. Improvement is not about perfection. We often mistake improvement for perfectionism, thinking that to improve, we must be flawless. But perfection is a myth. There's no such thing as perfect. In fact, striving for perfection can often hold us back because it makes us afraid to fail. But improvement is about growth. It's about becoming a little better each day. It's about showing up and doing your best, no matter how messy the process might seem. Improvement is about giving yourself the freedom to evolve and make mistakes along the way, knowing that each mistake is a lesson that brings you closer to your goal. Favorite exercises at home. The beauty of focusing on improvement is that it's in your control. You can choose how you want to improve. You can decide the areas of your life that you want to work on. You can set goals that are meaningful to you, not to anyone else. You get to decide what success looks like in your life. And the truth is, success is much more about who you become in the process than about the external achievements you collect along the way. Here's another powerful truth. Improvement doesn't have an end point. When you focus on improving, you understand that the journey is lifelong. There's always room for growth, no matter how old you are or where you are in life. The moment you commit to improvement is the moment you commit to never-ending growth, never-ending learning, and never-ending becoming. When you focus on improvement, you stop seeing setbacks as failures. You stop seeing challenges as obstacles. Instead, you see them as opportunities to learn and evolve. You understand that the obstacles you face are there to make you stronger. You realize that there's no such thing as failure, only feedback. Every setback is a chance to learn and grow. Every failure is a lesson in disguise. The only true failure is in not trying. So I want to encourage you to take this mindset into your life. Focus on improving, not on proving. Stop worrying about what others think of you. Stop comparing yourself to someone else's journey. Start competing with the person you were yesterday. Start measuring your success by how much you've grown, how much you've learned, and how much you've evolved. As we wrap up today's message, I want you to remember this. You are enough, just as you are. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Your value is inherent in who you are, and the journey you are on is uniquely yours. When you focus on improving, you begin to see that your worth is not determined by the external, fleeting opinions of others. It's defined by your internal growth and your commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. Thank you for joining me today on this powerful journey of self-improvement. I believe in you, and I know that you have everything within you to become the best version of yourself. Keep improving, keep growing, and always remember, the only person you need to prove anything to is yourself. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.